As you and Priya enter the hall, Priya nearly bumps into Phoebe, who appears to have been listening at the door. "Excuse me, child," says Priya. "That man, Bone Cow," really, Bone Cow, "is here for you," says Phoebe, looking up at you. "Bone Brow," you correct her. "Be a good child and go down and tell him that I will be but a minute." Phoebe doesn't move. "What are you up to?" "My business," you say. "You have work to do," Phoebe says. "Who is this?" says Priya. "Priya, this is Phoebe. Phoebe, this is Priya," you say. "Well met," says Priya, taking Phoebe's hand, which appears limp in her grasp. Priya's smile fades and she lets go of Phoebe's hand, allowing to fall back to her side. Oh, she didn't. She has a limp hand with the. That's good. Ignoring Priya, Phoebe keeps her eyes on you. There is no time for you to fool around with this natch. We have delayed long enough. Okay, yeah, she is in a different mode. She's in demon time right now. "Natch," she says. "Priya, what in the nine hells is a natch?" She turns to you. "Rather cheeky for a little girl. Who is she to you?" "She's an orphan," you say with a shrug. "None of them have manners." Priya raises her eyebrow as though prompting you for more. You smile. "I'm protecting orphans now. That's what a hero does," you think. You wink. Okay, not think. "Well dressed for an orphan," says Priya, looking over to Phoebe. You turn to Phoebe. "Tell him just a minute." You turn to Phoebe. "Tell him just a minute," you say. "This is important. I might learn something about you know who." You turn back to Priya. "Let me into the room. Let's make this fast." Yeah, this is not gonna end well if this is not fast. Priya's room is as you remember it. A bed, a hearth with a kettle, a small chest on the floor, table with a drawer. I'm kind of confused. The first time we transformed into like dark elves, we were still inside the inn. How did we slip out of the inn without anyone noticing? Like, where the fuck did these dark elves show up from? But okay. The hearth appears cold with no sign of Priya being in here recently. Well, that's not a good sign. You light the lamps to add to the light streaming through the barred window and get to work searching this room. First, the obvious places, the chest and the drawers. You look over to see Peter standing over inside the doorway. Phoebe standing next to the half-elf, her little hand clutching the fabric of Priya's dress. Why is she grabbing Priya's dress? Like a child and a mother. Priya appears a bit surprised by this, reappearing the girl with crinkled eyebrows. Repraising the girl with crinkled eyebrows. Yeah, she's behaving in a very different manner again and again. Moving on to hiding places, you check the bed mattress, behind the table, even poke around the fireplace. No amulet. You swiftly slide your hands along the floorboard, checking for something loose. All is silent except for the tapping of Priya's foot. While you realize there is no amulet, that was a long shot anyway. You go back to the chest. Priya's spellbook is missing. Again, this is no surprise. Wizards and witches love their spellbooks. That much you know. There are few partially burned candles, incense, a quill, a small vial of ink, a few blank sheets of parchment, charcoal, a bag of herbs that stink so bad you put the dried leafy twigs to your nose that you cough. Also, there is a folded piece of parchment with a short letter that is not written in common. Instead, you don't recognize the sort of writing at all. "Priya," you say, holding out the letter to her. "You speak Elvish, right? Can you read this?" She takes the letter from you and stares at it. "No," she says faintly as she stares at it. "I've seen this lettering before. Wizards use it. Draconic is what they call it." She holds the parchment out to you to take it back. Phoebe stands up on her toes and looks at the letter. Her eyes slide back and forth over the paper as though scanning it. "Phoebe, can you read that?" You ask. You say. It shouldn't be you ask, but okay. Glancing over at the girl, then back at you, Priya gives you a skeptical look. Phoebe's expression is bored. "It's nothing important." "It could be important," you exclaim. "It could be a clue about Inuxius." Phoebe sighs and snatches the letter from Priya. She uses her index finger to trace over the strange words as this translates. It starts with "my dear." I feel like this is a love letter from the Priya's boyfriend or whatever. Her man, I guess, in this world. "My dear, by the time you read this, I will be drawing close enough to visit you in your dreams. Before bed, use the incantation I taught you and add the words life giver at the end." Okay. "Stay true, stay strong. Mother?" Priya's mother? Oh, it's not a love letter, but Priya's mother, life giver. What is happening here? Phoebe hands you the letter. You'd pretend to put it back in the chest, but fold it and slip it into your pocket. "Do you know who Priya's mother is?" you say as you go to the drawer to search again. "No," answers Priya. "She is not from Ring City as far as I know. I think the first I saw her was a few months ago. All this reputation as a witch from only a few months, you say? I assume she has been here forever, up to all manners of mischief, turning people into frogs and that sort of thing. People aren't fond of witches." Priya shrugs. "I've heard that before," you think, reminding of what Kalak said about her need to cover her identity. You said you were going to make this fast. Obviously, the necklace isn't here, says Hyria as she steps up close and peers over your shoulder. Inside the drawer is a dress and a change of undergarments. You take the undergarment and give it a sniff. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Why did I do that? Am I still bewitched? Inside the drawer is a dress and a change of undergarments. You take the undergarments, give it a sniff. It smells like you put it in your pocket. What the fuck happened? What happened? What happened? Why did my character become a fucking pervert out of nowhere? That is so random. Ha, says Priya, grabbing your arm. Did I just see you take a lungful of her underclothes and I put it in your pocket? It's for scrying, you say. I need something personal of Priya's, and I don't think anything gets more personal than fabric nestled up against the nether regions. Okay, that makes more sense. That makes more sense rather than what I was thinking and she was thinking. Priya puts her hands up on her hip. Do you have a crystal ball in your other pockets? She says, sarcasm in her voice. I may need to employ a wizard, you say. I mean, there are some in the outer ring who are adept in the art of scrying, I believe. Oh, the underwear was... Wait, oh, the underwear is for scrying, she says, mocking her small elf-like nostril flaring. Where have I heard that? That makes sense why he sniffed it, because it might not be used underwear. Because since it has a smell, then it's used underwear, so it would be easier to use to scry her. Until a smell is a thing that dogs use rather than scrying would just require some material that belongs to that individual. So I don't know why the need for smell would be required. I guess is to make sure that it's her underwear. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Whatever the reason might be, he knows. He knows. I doubt you have... where have I heard that before? I doubt you have ever heard that before, you say as you stand up and face her. And what I said is true. Kriya stole something important. I intend to find her. Priya appears to not be listening. Rather than, she just shakes her head sadly, sniffing and stealing another woman's intimates right in front of me. What did I see in you? Just another deviant. I'm so ashamed. You sigh and turn to Phobe. Alright, lead me to Bonebrow. Pedia grabs a handful of your cloak and pulls. You agreed to take nothing but the necklace. Underclothes are not necklace. Or are you claiming that she stole those lady intimates from you too? I won't aid a thieving deviant. Fine, you say, pulling a gold coin from your pouch. Put it up to the light. She can buy 20 better underwears with this. That is if she ever returns to this room. If not, it's yours. You drop the coin into the drawer, onto the dress inside. Her scowl softens as she peers into the drawer. Finally, she chuckles. Why not? She says. She asks no one in particular. I have already corrupted my bed with a deviant. Why not corrupt my duty as innkeeper? She waves at you. Go. You frown at her choice of words. Every person is attacking me. Physically, verbally, like morally, every goddamn way, mentally, fucking soul-bound bullshit. And yeah, at this point, the only thing that has not happened is someone attacked my soul. Yeah, essentially, my pocket has been attacked, my body has been attacked, fucking Rooster's integrity has been attacked, his mental state has been attacked, everything that makes his ball sack has been attacked, alright? The Rooster has every goddamn fucked up shit happening to him, and this, holy shit, dude, holy shit. At this point, the only thing, as I said, is left is soul. And from the looks of it, Thog is coming for that as well. So I wouldn't be too amazed if suddenly my soul goes bloop bloop all over the fucking place, but okay. You frowned at the choice of words, but do as you're bidden and walk out the door. Finally, we're done. Bonebrow sits at a table in the corner of the inn common area, a mug of ale in his hand. He's pale, yet he smiles when he sees you. Stands up, limps towards you. Look better than when I last saw you, say, walking up. And I see that the rooster still struts, says Bonebrow, who grabs your shoulder and pulls you into a hug. You embrace him back. Is it true what I heard about you? Asks Bonebrow as he lets you go. I heard it from the Alathians, and they don't lie. Oh, probably, you say with a chuckle. Bonebrow points at you and projects his voice out to those few patrons in the inn. This man is a hero. He saved my life and slew the beast in the castle as well. You smile, feeling blood rush to your face. You're more than a little heartened to see Hyria on the stairway, her eyes fixed on you. Her lips pursed in what you hope is a sigh of her having second thoughts on your character. If the captain says it is so, slurs the long, white-bearded man you spotted passed out earlier. A drink for the hero, shouts a young man standing up, and a free drink for all of us so that we might toast to his honor. Someone laughs. Putting up your hand, you call out, my thanks to you all, but I will have to raise a pint to you all later, for now I have urgent business to attend to. Turning back to Bonebrow, please let us take a walk. What is your hurry, Rooster? Says Bonebrow as the two of you walk side by side down the street with Phobe trailing close behind. I see no reason to keep secrets from you, although I hope you not think less of me for revealing them. You say. Bonebrow's eyebrows raise. You will get no judgment from me. My sister and I owe House Ruda here for debts incurred by my father. I have the funds to pay them, yet I'm not sure I trust the contact they gave me. I cannot afford to be swindled, you say, as you lift from your pocket your leather pouch. I'd rather not go through an intermediary. Bonebrow looks at the sack. Have you seen the contract they have on you and your sister? You shake your head. As I said, it was on my father. You may have seen it, he is dead now. It is in details of such contract that the treachery lies, said Bonebrow, frowning. They like their interest and to hold men in servitude. Taking a contract off early, well, I've heard of it, is sometimes problematic. Any advice you can offer? You say. Bonebrow scratches his chin thoughtfully. Finally says, they prefer the layers of protection. Any attempt to circumvent this will certainly provoke their wrath. Best you go through the contract you have, but be sure to tell them a phrase, a code phrase. He leans into your ear. Say, I've fed many mangy dogs in this town. I've fed many mangy dogs in this town. You repeat. Bonebrow raises an eyebrow at you and glances at Phobe. Right, and who hasn't? You blurt out, shrugging as you smile at Phobe. Bonebrow leans in again and whispers, use the exact words. He pulls back, again raises his voice to normal. They will know you have friends. There really no protection from the house, yet if they know a man is connected, they may factor that into their calculation. What do you think about the puppet merchant in the middle ring, you ask? Bonebrow scratches his head. There is a scar on his scalp. A she-halfling runs it, I think. That's the one, you say. Nothing, truth be told, she doesn't cause trouble, says Bonebrow. At least not trouble I'm aware of. I only know who you're speaking of because there aren't a lot of halflings in the city. I didn't realize she was... His voice trails off and he grimaces. Let's just say you didn't tell me that. Let's just say you didn't tell me that. Tell you what, you say, raising an eyebrow while smirking. Lest I be on my way and get this over with, you peer down the street. Oh, is he not coming with me? Phobe clears her throat from behind. Oh, you say, another thing that I might ask. Anything, says Bonebrow. Do you know about the whereabouts of Inuxius? I think he is known locally as Ghost, some call him. Yes, I know who he is, says Bonebrow, cutting you off, his hands up. A lot of people have been asking about him, so I've been making inquiries too. Why are people asking about him out of nowhere now? Bonebrow opens his mouth to say more. Alright, by the way, we still have that modern boy up in here. Because I remember our buddy from Wizard's Choice, our buddy whose soul got crushed. We later went and found his soul, but he was living like in Earth sort of situation. So, yeah, he was living in like an earthling life in like one of the demon prince's like cabinets, smaller realms or whatever. And we pulled him from there, and after killing Nerul, and brought him back to this plane. And I think we bought a friend or two of his as well, so I'm not sure exactly how many people are there. But yeah, hopefully that situation has been handled and he's still not talking about earth lingo or whatever and talking about Jesus Christ and all that. But anyhow, Bonebrow opens his mouth to say more, then looks at Phobe. Maybe better to not speak of this with an extra pair of ears so close by. Phobe glares at the two of you as you begin to distance yourself from her. She begins to follow, but you put up your hand. I will tell you later what you need to know. She scowls and takes a step towards you. Bonebrow wishes to speak to me alone. You are not to deny the captain of guard, you say. Peculiar little girl, says Bonebrow as the two of you walk away. I think I have seen her in Hell's Gate. The things she told me as we walked towards from the temple to the inn, well, that can't be true. They can't be true. What's your connection to her? I can get to that later, you say. What do you know of Inuxius? Little better than rumors. Some believe is in the city? Oh, for fuck's sake. What is wrong with Ring City? What is wrong with Ring City? Last time I was barely in Ring City and already shit got fucked up. I think it was a good thing actually. You know what? It's funny that in the first game we came to Ring City as well, but we left fairly early. I think third chapter we got into the city, and pretty much in that same chapter we left the city. That's the only reason we prevented ourselves from getting fucked the fuck up. Because holy shit. Like, the Ring City is such a fucked up place. Like, how the fuck does anyone live here? Like, every little thing is always out to fucking kill you. Renova must be upstairs as well on top of that, but it's not nighttime at least.